Hello, back to the Broker Power Up podcast, the AIME podcast for strategy, stories, and insights to help you close more loans. I'm Tommy Golightly, joined by Jonathon Haddad for our 30th episode.
I was about to say, is this number 30?
This is number 30. We have a lot going on today. We have the Broker Buzz, as always, where we dive into the top posts of the week from the Brokers Are Best Facebook group and discuss what's trending, what's working, and what you need to know. Some new things this week. Then we have the sales pitch training where John helps us become better salespeople. And then we'll wrap things up, as always, with story time with John. But first, how we start every podcast, a fortune cookie.
What is my fortune?
Your fortune broke before I could even get it out of the package. So, to be loving is to give without expecting anything in return. I like that.
I do too.
It's true, but it's just one of those like, duh.
It is true, and it's a hard one. Because there's times where, here's what I'll say to that. One thing I want to say on that is make sure you're not doing something to the point of resentment. Because if you get to the point of resentment, that means you weren't doing it for the right reasons to begin with. So if you really are just going to be that person, really embody what that means to be that human being. And there are some people out there that really are that person, but just understand what that means to you and really map it out, because I'm a big believer in that, Tommy. I really am.
Oh, yeah. And to take it from the other side, when you are the receiver without any expectation of return, it's depending on what it is in the situation. Maybe you come up with something similar or next time, or I don't know. It's just there's two sides to this coin.
100%. I love that one. That's a good one for today.
Me too. Absolutely. But let's dive into the broker buzz. First question of the week. Can LOAs who are licensed but don't originate be paid as 1099? I am trying to set up a new LOA on payroll, and he wants to be 1099.
Hey, also, look, there are so many back and forth on this, and I'm not going to play the compliance police. I will tell you what we've elected to do, and we've elected a W-2 for us just overall. And look, here's why. No disrespect to the LOA, don't take it the wrong way, but how many loans are they doing to where they need 1099? Like, why do they want to get paid 1099? First of all, ask that question. Don't make it a trick question. I don't care what excuse you come up with. We all know why you want to get paid 1099. Okay. I like getting paid 1099 too. All right. You control the money more. Where are you spending it? There's different write-off potential. You're treated as self-employed. That's just the reality of it. And there's risk with self-employment, but there's also benefit. And that benefit is there's certain deductions that you get as somebody that's self-employed that you just don't get regularly. And as which on our side, if you're W-2, they used to be called unreimbursed business expenses. If you've been in the industry long enough, it was on your Schedule A. We'd actually have to deduct it against your commissions if you got paid commission. That's basically gone at this point. So to answer that question, you can kind of do what you want. Check your state legislation, check your regulation. There is more risk when you go down that path. We've elected not to do it, but how many loans are you giving this person to where 1099 is a make or break? Like, are they really going to hit a different tax bracket? Because that is my argument. So that's what I always ask people whenever they ask me, I want to do 1099. Here's a great question to ask somebody. By the way, this is a whole different tip. My broker owners out there, and this goes to my LOs and LOAs that I want to be 1099. Some of you're going to have an answer to this question. Fine, if that's you. However, a majority of the people I've asked this question to can't answer it. When they say, I want to go 1099, I say, hey, no problem. What would your Schedule C look like last year? Can you break down what your Schedule C would have looked like last year? And they look at me funny. They go, what do you mean? I say, well, 1099, you're going to be Schedule C more than likely, sole proprietorship. So what would your Schedule C been last year? I assume you tracked all your money and you would have seen where every dollar was going to be spent. And I assume you know how much you would have spent on X, Y, or Z. I can tell you out of the maybe 100 times I've asked that, I've had one person say, oh, it's right here. One person. And then I got caught with a foot in my mouth. But then I tell them, right? All right, you got me. So you look like you're ready for this next step. I might not even be the right fit for you. You might need to go open up your own shop. However, ask any LO or any LOA that wants to be 1099 that question, and you will see the results. And if they're not dialed in, I don't know why I would pay 1099. You can't manage your last year's pipeline. You want me to, you want to manage this now?
Yeah.
That's just, it's not for me, but I know people do it. I'm not playing compliance police. Not what I do. There's a lot of big companies out there that they've been paying 1099 for a long time and they get audited regularly. So if there's people out there and you guys want to take the risk, take the risk. We have elected not to do it.
Makes a lot of sense. Question number 2, cash on hand problem. I have a self-employed couple. I did the financing for their house they bought in 2017, which was just in the wife's name. House is now worth $450. They owe $230. They want to buy a new house in husband's name and keep the current house as a rental. They have $150,000 for the down payment and closing cost, but it's an actual cash at their house. Never run into this before. Can they even go to the bank to make that large of a deposit?
Okay, so here's the issue here, but I want you to understand. I understand the context. So I grew up in a very foreign household. Okay, my dad. It was always a thing. Like you always had to have cash. My dad. It's just a thing, and that's just how I grew up. So I always thought, like, make sure I have this. Make sure there's cash left aside. We had a safe. We had all these little things growing up, right? Then when I get to the mortgage side, as much as you might have a conspiracy theory or whatever it is that a client says, I want cash or I just want bricks of gold sitting in my walls, whatever it is, it's still a massive risk for a lender to just accept cash deposits. So to answer your question, you're not in a good place. Let me just first and foremost start with that. It's not a good look. And your clients could be the most upfront clients. They could be honest and they genuinely just want to put money aside. And they just happen to make a lot, and therefore they happen to have $150,000 laying aside. From my experience, that's not usually what happens. The borrower said, I think you said self-employed, right? With the question, yes. Clients, yeah, correct.
Self-employed couple.
So I'm assuming it's coming from the business, one shape, way, or form, whether it's cash or not. But you're going to have to prove that cash one way or another. So yes, if they deposit, they're going to get alerted immediately. And if they try, what if we deposit this much every week? The banks aren't dumb. All right, people have been trying that for God knows how many years. They're going to catch you. But John, if I deposit $9,999, it's not going to alert the government. Not true. If you deposit that much for 15 straight weeks, they're going to be alerted. So if they can source it, they're going to need to source it and deposit it and prove it. If they can't, I would recommend try doing some sort of HELOC on their current home that they have. If they have the equity and they want to retain it, do a home equity line of credit on the current mortgage. That'll give them enough cash to put a down payment on the next home. That is what I would recommend. This is not a good route. Or if they have money in the bank in an asset somewhere like Charles Schwab or some sort of investment, just have them take a loan against their asset. That's another opportunity, but the cash at hand is just not going to work, y'all. It's too risky. It's too many red flags, especially that much money.
Yeah. No, yeah. And then because I was curious because I know I've run into, you just can't deposit that much.
No.
Anywhere close to that now. But our final question this week, are you noticing FHA underwriters getting more strict on deposits? I have many underwriters at different lenders asking to source deposits, even though the deposit is less than 50% of the income and less than 1% of the sales price. The underwriters point to the guideline. The lender must verify that these deposits align with the borrower's income and saving history.
Yes, we are seeing a lot more of this. And let me give you context. So read what the underwriter said, right? They said, we're looking at your deposit history and other factors. So what does that mean? Number one, variable income. We've done a couple episodes now on variable income. If they are looking through and they have the pay stub and they have 2-3 months of bank statements and the income looks different, well, they might have a little bit less lenience for you if the client has constantly different deposits when it comes to their paycheck. Number two, that the underwriter mentioned, if they're looking, you can see on a bank statement previous balances. So if you uploaded a bank statement and it said at the end of May, the client had $800, but then at the end of July, the client now has $7,000, and that's their average. Because remember, some bank accounts will say what your average is for the year, your average balance, your average this. Well, underwriters can't ignore that anymore. And I'm not saying they ignored it before, but investors weren't being specific. Now investors are saying, make sure you check for this, make sure you check for that. So you have to pay attention to that and ask your clients, hey, why did your balance jump up so much? Hey, why did this XYZ occur? Lender has to protect themselves because it's FHA and VA has to get reported. That is tagged to that underwriter. So if they miss or a default happens or something occurs, it's coming back to that lender specifically. So we are seeing more of this. Generally, the ones I've seen are exactly the two situations that I just mentioned to you. Number one, there's a little discrepancy with the income on a month-to-month basis. Or number two, the balances average were way less, and all of a sudden the balances skyrocketed. So those have been the two. The 1% rule is more so talking about the earnest money deposit for FHA loans. If the earnest money deposit is higher than 1% of the purchase price, you have to source those assets, is what it's talking about. But we are seeing more of this. I'll be upfront with you. I don't anticipate that to get any easier.
Yeah. And so on the balance thing, is there a certain number that should be there, or is it just about seeing the consistency?
It's just consistency. Look, like,
consistent savings rate, consistent.
Yeah. Here, example. Okay. If in April, your account goes up, well, generally speaking, I'm looking for tax refund. Right. So like if I see that, all right, that makes sense. There's a correlation. Yeah. But if your average is $800 for the year, and then all of a sudden the last 2 months you have to do a loan, your balance is now $15,000. They are going to ask to source the deposit. So they're saying, well, why do they have to source it? They're asking to source because of that situation right there. But it's not 50% of their income. You're right. It has nothing to do with being 50% of their income. But I know how much this client makes. I have their pay stubs. I can see the average balance. I know the client makes $4,000 a month. All of a sudden, this client has $30,000 in their checking account when the average balance has been $736.
And now they want to go for a loan.
I mean, think about it, right? Let's like, hey, I'm not saying it's not legal. I'm simply saying, can you just prove that what you've done and what you've inputted is correct? Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that if I'm giving you money. If you're asking me to lend you $200,000, well, here's part of my request to giving you $200,000. If you don't like it, tough rocks.
Makes total sense. Well, if you want your question answered on the Broker Buzz, feel free to, when you post your question in the Brokers Are Best Facebook group, to use #BrokerPowerUp, and we will make sure it is read. If you are not an AIME member and in the Brokers Are Best Facebook group, scan the QR code in this next ad, and we'll be back with some sales pitch training.
Are you a wholesale mortgage professional? Well, then the very first thing you need is a community to help you and your business grow. With AIME membership, your community is right here. Joining our community means never navigating the market alone or operating without a safety net ever again. We are 16,000 members strong of united wholesale professionals. From rookies to top-ranking originators, all dedicated to supporting each other's success so we can grow together. Beyond entry to the best community in the mortgage industry, AIME membership gives you the resources, tools, guidance, discounts, services, and support that help you and your wholesale business grow, thrive, and most importantly, close more loans. AIME membership connects you with leading wholesale lenders and vendors, offering you exclusive access, services, and discounts that save you more money while helping you make more money. Never get stuck on a loan again with our lender escalation program. Grow your network and skills with the wholesale industry's best conferences and networking events. Get the strategies and skills of top originators and industry innovators with AIME's cutting-edge wholesale mortgage education, resources, and content. AIME offers all of this and more, starting at a low price of $19.99 a month. You heard it here first, couple cups of Starbucks coffee. For you to learn more and get started, all you have to do is visit aimegroup.com, AIME group.com/membership. Your community is waiting.
You know what's funny? I was listening to that. I was watching something how like Starbucks, the average Starbucks coffee order is like $8. So it literally is a couple cups, like two, the minimum that a couple could be.
Hey, inflation has been hot. But no, it's I
Yeah,
appreciate you saying that. That is
yeah,
real. And we have the most, which is cool. What we have the most ever paid AIME members we've ever had
yeah.
at this point. And I think it's part of the way we do break it down, right? And it does sound ridiculous, but it's like you're gonna spend that much just to give you a boost of energy, which by the way, y'all, I buy it too. Okay. So it's it's not just you.
I grabbed a blue Celsius.
Was it fantastic?
It's like a blue icy
I
or a
told
blue
you,
slushy. It's so good.
dude, it's
It's so
life
good.
changing.
It did.
I'll send you some other ones, but we probably shouldn't. We're gonna make people unhealthy talking about.
Yeah.
You guys sleep? No, unfortunately, we don't.
No.
But it is, man. It is insane to me that because I'll spend it like you'll pay for that little boost of
Yeah.
energy, but it's like this is constant repetition. This is us in your face all the time talking sales. And on that note, I have today's sales tip is all right. This is a conversation. So I'm going to show you exactly how I write past clients today. Okay. And Tommy, you don't know this is coming. So you're going to be the guinea pig here.
Yeah.
And y'all, what I'm going to teach you is how I do every past client call. I do this weekly. I've been doing this for over 10 years. And you've seen the trophies, you've seen the accolades. I don't have to get into it, but I have been a part of billions and billions of dollars in fundings. And $1 billion, right? Dr. Evil style. But no, I've been a part of well over $5 billion in transactions, whether that's as a leader, whether that's as an originator. It's pretty absurd the amount of business I've been in front of. And one of the biggest areas on the broker space that is lacking is past clients. I can't believe how many mortgage brokers just don't call. And a lot of it has to do with them not knowing what to say or how to call. They think it's awkward. So I'm going to give you the script of exactly how I was taught and what I do to this day. And guys, it's done in under 5 minutes on the phone call. All right. So first and foremost, I want to give you your expectation. The idea is to stack and present. So stacking means stack credit reports. Presenting means presenting options. You do these in two separate instances. So you don't stack and then present right away. You stack, present later on in the day. Whenever you can, you schedule set appointments. This part's really important as part of our conversation. So, Tommy, you can play along. You can be even a little harsh if you want, whatever you want.
Difficult, be the final boss.
So whatever you need, but you're a past client of ours. You've done a loan with us before. Okay. And now it's been, let's call it 7 months. And I'm just checking in on your loan. So I'm giving you a call to check in. So here's the phone call, y'all. You ready? So I will go through the loans. I'll go through the data and let's see, there's a potential opportunity. And I go into Tommy's profile. So the first thing that I'm doing, y'all, I'm looking at Tommy's old loan. So I'm looking at Tommy's old loan and I'm looking for a couple things. Number one, I'm going to look for the loan when it closed and the previous credit score it closed at. So if it closed at, 700 and let's just say 18, I know 720 gives better pricing. It gives cheaper private mortgage insurance, gives better pricing, all of that stuff. Number two, I'm looking for the down payment. Did Tommy put less than 10% down? Why that's important is you're getting a lot of appraisal waivers right now at 90% loan to value. So if there's an opportunity there, I'm going to see if there's a shot there. Number three, I'm trying to see if I can do a loan for Tommy without adding anything to his principal balance or just adding very minimal to his principal balance. There's a lot of back and forth on free versus not free and how people say it. I'm not here to get into that with you, but those are just the basics on what I'm looking for. All right. And then this sets up the call. So here we go. You ready, Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy, hey, it's Jonathon Haddad. I actually closed your loan. It looks like January of this year. How's the house been treating you?
Good. Love it. Love it. There's a couple things here and there, but we're making it ours.
Hey, you know what? That's the beauty of home ownership, and that's the beauty of gaining equity. When you rented prior to this, you couldn't do those little adjustments. And if you did, it wasn't really going back into the value of your home. So thank God it sounds like you're making it yours, and that's such a beautiful thing to hear. Now, Tommy, do you remember me? Just to make sure we're on the same page?
Yeah. It was just a couple months ago.
Perfect. So, Tommy, look, part of my commitment to you was to ensure that you and Jillian are constantly in the best position possible. Your file crossed my desk today, and it looks like there might be something. Now, just to confirm, I know this sounds silly, but you are living at the home we closed on, which is 123 Main Street. Is that correct?
Yep, still there.
All right,
Haven't
wonderful.
moved.
And Tommy, the last time we closed, it looks like the average credit score that you had, the middle score is about 718. You think that's gone up by chance?
I'm at 743 now.
Oh my God. Wow. Thank God. Well, that is such a big win. I'm so happy to hear that. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention to what I'm doing. What do people love talking about? How great things are
Themselves.
going.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. That's what I was hoping for, because that's the only way this could potentially make sense for you and your wife. Okay. So what I have in front of me right now is all your information from the old loan. Now, you still work at AIME. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now, has anything changed in terms of your income by chance? Have it gone up, down, maybe?
It's gone up a little bit.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this priced out for you. I'm going to take a quick look and see if there's any potential options that make sense. The increased credit score is truly what's giving us the opportunity to even look at an option. Now, I have your information from before, and the last four of your social I have here is 1111. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to do a soft credit pull. It's not going to hurt your score at all. And then later on today, you and I will connect for a quick phone call. I'll also send you an email seeing if I can do anything for you. And then you and I will jump on the phone. How does 3:30 or 4:30 work for you this afternoon?
I'm going to still be at work. Can we do evening?
Evening is no problem at all. I have a 5:30 or a 6:30 p.m. What works best for you?
Let's do 6:30 so I can get dinner in first.
Awesome. I don't blame you at all. Make sure you guys are ready to go when I present this and put this in front of you. One of the main goals for me is, if this does make sense, to add as little to nothing to your principal balance as I can, just as you being a potential return client. But more importantly, Tommy, here's the thing. My biggest concern is just to make sure that all these other people that are reaching out to you don't just sit there and try to put you and your family in a different position simply because it's a potential payday. Now, obviously, if this does work out, I'll have the opportunity to earn commission on the back end. So I don't want you to think I'm doing this for free, because that would be a flat out lie. However, I will say this. If I can't do something today, what it will allow you to do is protect yourself, because I'm sure if you haven't already, you've probably received many mailers, haven't you?
Oh, they come every day.
Nonstop, right?
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that you know exactly where you're currently at. And that way, if you get one of these guys or gals on the phone, you can tell them that you've already connected with your mortgage specialist. Is that fair?
Yeah. No,
Awesome, Tommy.
you
All
helped
right.
us through the house, so
I'm going to go ahead and pull this credit, do a soft pull. It won't hurt your score. God willing, you're at that 740 like we talked about. And I think we have plenty of opportunities to put something special in front of you and Jillian. All right. So I'll look forward to our 6:30 call later today. I'll send you an email recapping the solution so you and I can go over it together. Sound fair?
sounds great.
Awesome, brother. Have yourself a great day, my friend. I'm glad you're making the house yours. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you.
That's the call, Tommy.
Yep.
Every time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm 100% of people giving me an opportunity. I'm pretty damn close. And I'm not saying they're doing alone. I'm saying I get an opportunity to present an option. And there's been times, especially right now, the amount of calls I make to past clients that I can't do anything for, it's way more than it is for people that I can do something for because of the rate environment. But guess what it helps me do? Tommy, listen, you're actually in a hell of a spot. I don't think it makes sense to touch this. Can you just do me a favor? You're going to have more than likely hundreds of people continue to reach out to you just because of your profile. And they're going to tell you got to do something. You got to do this, just like the mailers we talked about. Mm-hmm. Tommy, if for some reason you do get a hold of somebody and something does seem appetizing to you and your family, I'm hoping I've done enough to earn the opportunity for you to make sure you give me a call right away.
Yeah, I'd rather work with you since we've worked together before.
I really appreciate that, Tommy. So look, you're in a great spot right now, but keep me in the back of your mind. I'll keep checking in every couple of months just to make sure we have you in the best spot possible. Sound fair?
Totally fair. Yeah. Speaking of that, I think 7 months, when you said 7 months, that's the spot where any longer, and I'm probably not going to remember. And I bought my house in May of 21. I have not heard from the person. I can't tell you their name. I haven't heard from them yet. So
it goes a long way, and people overcomplicate it. This doesn't mean I'm presenting options all day. It's not. Most of these I don't present. It doesn't make sense. It's just flat out, hey, I looked, there's too much cost. The rate doesn't go down enough. There's no benefit to you. I'm not going to sell that loan. But guess what? Even me saying I'm not going to sell this loan to you gives me an opportunity to sell you a loan later. Like that's the whole idea here. You're creating a cyclical business. And these habits and these steps allow you to press forward. So it's under 5 minutes, the phone call. I've been doing this for over a decade. That's the script. That's the play. It works like a charm. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. You'd be surprised.
Absolutely. Well, if you want more sales pitch training, come back next week. But also, in the end of October, you can get it live and in person with us at Fuse in Nashville. So take a look at the ad, scan the QR code, claim your ticket if you're an AIME member, or get one, or become an AIME member and save, and then claim your ticket that comes with starting at $199, the premium annual membership gets you a Fuse ticket and gets you to Nashville. So scan the QR code and we'll be back with story time.
Fuse is just around the corner, believe it or not, another year down. And we are excited for the largest event of the entire wholesale mortgage industry. Fuse National Conference 2025 is taking its show on the road. Now emanating from Nashville, Tennessee, from October 23rd through the 25th. This event is all about sales, sales, sales. Don't miss the chance to join us in Music City for 3 days full of the most cutting-edge content we've ever produced, featuring the industry's top minds, leaders, and innovators. Access the newest tools and resources from wholesale leading lenders and vendors. Take part in our acclaimed workshop summits for free. Catch wholesale's rising stars in their very own breakout sessions. And of course, take part in the best and, quite frankly, the most fun networking opportunities you'll find in the wholesale channel. Join us to grow your network, your skill set, and your business at what will no doubt be the greatest Fuse conference yet. Go to fuse.aimegroup.com to sign up and receive updates when tickets go on sale. Secure your hotel room and get your Fuse tickets for free. That's a $600 value for the prices as low as $199 when you sign up for an AIME annual membership. Don't miss your chance to be there when wholesale history is made at Fuse 2025. I can't wait to see you there.
All right, and we're back. John, the floor is yours for story time.
All right, buddy. This one's for you. So just kind of crafted this one together. So Tommy and I have been planning just a little trip just to connect, and I don't get to do a lot of that anymore. It's not that it's hard. It's not that I feel bad for it, by the way. It's part of the life I have chosen to live, and I love every minute of it. But every once in a while, you just need a break. And it's hard for me at this stage in my life to know where my safe places are. So Tommy, the man behind the cameras most of the time, but also the producer of this and the front man for this entire show and how it even got off the ground was because of Tommy. But Tommy invited me out. We planned a few things and nothing crazy, but just very basic stuff. And so I've been planning it, trying to map it out and figure out the time and the cadence of all of it because all of us are so busy. So I flew in over the weekend. And as I flew in, Tommy was there to pick me up, ready to go. As he picks me up, we go to Philadelphia. We're in Philadelphia. He takes me to this donut shop. We get donuts. We get a breakfast sandwich. And right away, Tommy's like, hey, we're going to head over to my house right after this. So I immediately go to their house, and I won't go into detail, but it has a ton of charm to it. And there is his wife, Jillian, who is an architect. And she's telling me about just the beauties of the home and all the reasons. There were so many reasons. And everything that they do is so specific to their goals. There's nothing in their house that they have that is just a waste of space. There's a lot of meaning to all the things that they have in their house. Now, Tommy is becoming somebody I trust. And it's very hard, as you know, to find people that you really, really trust. But it's deeper than that at this point. When I got to his house, the one thing about him that was a really big deal is like he didn't ask me about work. And he could have. And a lot of people take that opportunity to do that, which I wouldn't have blamed him. I wouldn't have been upset. I wouldn't have been mad by any means. It's just part of what I'm used to over 13 years of being in a leadership role. He didn't. He instead said, hey, here are a bunch of snacks. Here are some board games. Here are some video games. Whatever you got to do, just do it. Go chill. Don't let me bother you. If you need some private time, go have private time. And so I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, all right, what's going on? But sure enough, we spent the day, guys, laughing. We spent the day playing board games. We spent the day playing some video games. We spent the day having conversations amongst each other that were just deeper than work. I learned about who he is as a human being, what his goals are, the stresses he's dealing with that are outside of work. I learned about Jillian and the things that she loves, and there's a lot more I need to learn. But more importantly, you know what they said? They asked me about my life. They asked me about my wife, my kids, my upbringing, my philosophies. It was pleasant conversation. And did we agree on everything? No, but guess what? They don't care. They just want to get to know you as a human being. And what I found myself as I'm sitting down, and I won't go into detail, but I'm looking at a extensive collection that Tommy has put together over the years that he is very proud of, and he should be. But I'm looking at the way he organized it, and I'm looking at the excitement as he's telling me about all of these projects and the things that he does. And it led me to understand and to continue to realize that sometimes we just need a really safe place. It impacted me so much that when I got home, I told my wife about it. And now I told Tommy and Jillian, we're trying to plan a trip to come back out to see him again. And this is who Tommy is. This is just what he does, not just for me, but for everybody in his life. And so as a salesperson, as a high, just somebody that always wants to move forward, somebody that has trouble slowing down, it is very important that you have people in your life that can help you slow down. And what I found is after my day with them, my excitement for work, not that it's ever left, but it just makes me more excited to come back and work and stay dialed in for people like him. Because now it's even bigger for me, right? Now I'm meeting Jillian. Now I'm meeting his wife. Now I'm meeting the family. Now I'm talking about their goals. And that's how teams are crafted. But more importantly, it's the safe space that he provided me that gave me the opportunity to have this resurgence. So ask yourself, who in your life gives you a real safe place? A real safe place where you can be yourself. You don't have to worry about all the nuances that come with our industry. So if you don't have that safe place, it's really important you find it. And don't say there's no one out there. That's not true. You just have to start looking more. You may have been burned in the past. You may have been hurt in the past. That's not going to stop. Don't allow yourself to not get hurt because of the fear of potentially getting hurt. Tommy, mark that one down. That might be a quote. But that is my story for all of you today. Find the safe place. Make sure you execute. Plan it. Put it in your calendar. Give yourself that time because we all need it, and it's going to give you the resurgence that you need. So that is my story for today. I appreciate you all very much. Until next time.
Got me tearing up back here.
I know you weren't going to be ready for it, so appreciate you, dude.
Appreciate you. It was an incredible weekend. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to learn more about you. We talk about work all the time, so why not talk about something different? Learn more about each other. We show up, we work together every day, so why not learn more about each other? Why not just make the most of the time together? For sure.
You're the man.
And with safe spaces, they can also, and it's unfortunate, but there used to be a lot more third places out there for people to find that safe space if they don't have close friends, to be able to gain those close friends. But there are still some third places out there. It doesn't even have to be like a place. It can be like a running group that you join on Meetup or whatever, or just random groups that meet consistently can create third places and just help you find your safe place with people that just genuinely care about you. And that comes back to what we always talk about, is just consistency. And the more you show up, like I had a whole friend group show up and form around a card game at a third place that none of us knew each other beforehand. And just from week after week after week, every Thursday night we're playing cards. one night I was just like, what if we all got together for a barbecue, not cards, and just got to know each other, bring spouses, bring partners, get to know each other on a different level outside of cards. And that's what we did. And we've been friends, a really close friend group for like 3 years now because of that. Just one barbecue, just that one event triggered 3 years of really close friendship. So, and I think that's important for everyone to have.
Thank you, bro. I 100%
Absolutely.
agree, man. I love that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing as always, brother.
Of course, of course. And thank you, listener, for tuning into this week's episode of the Broker Power Up podcast. If you found today's tips helpful, do us a favor, hit the like button to let us know you enjoyed it, which helps even more people see this content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified every time we drop new content. Share this video with a fellow broker who could use a power up. Remember to lead by example, to lift each other up, to grow together, and most importantly, close more loans. Until next time, keep powering up.
Take care.